Terrestrial apex leopards haunt damp earth and lianas, moving like silent ghosts through dappled low light, executing terrifyingly swift ambush attacks on forest monkeys. Immense African forest elephants act as rainforest architects, consuming wild fruits and dispersing essential seeds widely, using straight downward tusks to navigate tangled jungles. Majestic crowned eagles rule the highest emergent canopy, boasting powerful talons and unparalleled visual hunting acuity, seamlessly snatching monkeys to dominate the African skies. Secretive Congo clawless otters thrive within muddy wetlands, using highly sensitive front paws to dig deeply, extracting freshwater crabs and frogs. Massive elusive bongos inhabit impenetrable twilight deep undergrowth, browsing toxic plants and low leaves in shadows, utilizing striking white stripes as perfect disruptive camouflage. Acrobatic black colobus primates thrive high in canopies, possessing complex chambered stomachs teeming with unique bacteria, safely digesting and detoxifying heavily toxic forest seeds. Highly intelligent chimpanzees exhibit extraordinarily deep social bonds, dwelling across understory habitats and towering forest canopies, masterfully using heavy wooden branches to crack nuts. Heavily armored prehistoric dwarf crocodiles inhabit dark pools, resting perfectly still within bubbling mud for camouflage, ambushing wandering prey in the steamy jungle heat. Vibrant red river hogs congregate in muddy clearings, using hard snouts to plough deep, rich earth, unearthing subterranean roots while actively reshaping forest ecology. Exceptionally rare Congo peafowls scour wet, decaying floors, foraging fallen seeds across inaccessible, dense jungle regions, flashing deep, iridescent plumage through faint, dappled sunlight. Secretive nocturnal water chevrotins depend on humid rivers, diving completely beneath dark surfaces to evade predators, consuming tender aquatic vegetation in the sweltering heat. Spectacular great blue taracos bound through dripping canopies, swallowing enormous quantities of wild figs whole daily, serving as critical seed dispersers for rainforest growth. Highly adapted sitatungas navigate dark, impenetrable papyrus swamps, utilizing remarkably elongated hooves to traverse treacherous mud, submerging completely in deep, dark water for safety. Invisible, heavy gaboon vipers wait on damp floors, boasting complex geometric scale patterns for perfect camouflage, ambushing tiny mammals with unparalleled venom strike velocity. Colossal Goliath beetles thrive in sweltering, steamy humidity, clinging securely to massive decaying logs with claws, consuming abundant, nutrient-rich tree sap and fruit. Streamlined, slender-snouted crocodiles patrol fast-flowing rivers, snapping sideways through rushing water with narrow jaws, catching swift river fish using interlocking needle teeth. Rugged swamp monkeys showcase profound flooded basin adaptations, utilizing webbed fingers to swim through murky waters, diving into deep mud foraging for freshwater crabs. Massive giant pangolins lumber through the dense understory, covered completely in thick, overlapping pinecone keratin scales, tearing open rock-hard termite mounds to feast. Majestic African fish eagles rule high, dark airspaces, gliding effortlessly before executing breathtaking high-speed dives, grasping large, slippery river fish with specialized talons. Robust yellow-backed duikers push silently through thickets, utilizing prominent facial glands to mark their paths, actively searching for fallen fruits in jungle gloom. Cryptic, beautiful monkeys take refuge on mossy branches, relying entirely upon absolute stillness to avoid detection, utilizing magnificent white beards for silent troop communication. Smaller, reddish forest buffaloes navigate dense tree lines, wallowing deeply within thick black mud during afternoons, creating protective earthen armor against intense biting flies.
Diminutive blue duikers blend into deep forest shadows, maintaining highly specialized diets of tiny fallen fruits, operating with nervous, rapid energy around giant roots. Impossibly tiny antelopes vanish within dense green undergrowth, armed with enormous dark eyes having a faint light, moving cautiously while nibbling tender, moisture-rich leaves. Cryptic, slow-moving potos awaken as canopies darken, creeping along high lianas with extremely powerful grips, sneaking silently upon sleeping insects in pitch black. Hyperactive nocturnal galagos execute massive horizontal leaps, crossing rain-slicked branches using elongated hind legs, swiveling enormous ears to acoustically pinpoint hiding insects. Slender, neurotoxic green mambas defy high canopy winds, gliding effortlessly across wet branches, forming fluid curves, actively hunting arboreal birds as limbless apex predators. Heavy-horned vipers wait patiently within flooded swamps, wearing saturated geometric patterns for perfect wet camouflage, releasing prolonged, deafening hisses during terrifying defensive displays. Massive, glossy black cobras seamlessly transition between environments, swimming strongly through muddy currents to actively hunt, spreading narrow hoods aggressively during spectacular warning displays. Massive, heavily muscled pythons utilize rising storm floodwaters, relying on incredible strength and heat-sensing pits, executing lethal, cryptic ambushes against displaced, fleeing mammals. Resilient dark-shelled turtles emerge from flooded floors, possessing unique hinged plastrons for complete defensive closure, scavenging submerged jungle roots diligently for waterlogged insects. Striking black and white vultures defy raptor conventions, maintaining obligate ecological relationships with oil palm trees, violently ripping fleshy, lipid-rich husks for sustenance. Peculiar crested hammercops wade through massive, muddy pools, blindly stabbing sharp beaks deeply into thick mud, extracting flushed amphibians left behind by retreating floodwaters. Brilliantly coloured tiny kingfishers perch over clear puddles, executing incredibly rapid velocity dives to snatch fish, returning quickly to aggressively percuss prey against reeds. Speckled, massive, giant kingfishers perch over fast rivers, hitting dark water explosively to capture large cichlids, violently smashing captured fish repeatedly against thick branches. Sleek, hyper-agile otters patrol rapidly flowing rivers, relying on profound hydrodynamic streamlining and visual tactics, executing twisting underwater dives to capture swift fish. Solidly built reddish golden cats begin silent hunts, crouching invisibly low using incredibly powerful hind legs, executing sudden, lethal pounces on unsuspecting jungle rats. Slender, beautifully spotted genets descend headfirst from canopies, moving with absolute fluidity across tangled forest floors, detecting sleeping insects using extraordinarily long, sensitive whiskers. Large, stocky, omnivorous civets methodically scan muddy clearings, possessing astonishing physiological resistance against highly poisonous toxins, aggressively crushing massive millipedes to neutralize chemical defenses. Shaggy, dark marsh mongooses wade through shallow waters, actively hunting large, hard-shelled river crabs nightly, violently hurling captured crustaceans against flat stone anvils. Extraordinarily slender, armored pangolins master arboreal canopy myrmecophagy, using exceptionally strong prehensile tails for hanging suspended, deploying incredibly long, sticky tongues inside ant nests. Colossal, entirely black hornbills command misty morning skies, possessing enormous, highly ridged cranial casques atop beaks, amplifying deafening braying calls across the jungle canopy. Striking white-crested hornbills exhibit brilliant mutualistic strategies, dodging swiftly through vines alongside moving monkey troops, engaging in spectacular aerial hawking of flushed invertebrates. Vibrant reddish-brown colobus monkeys travel noisy canopies, executing spectacular gravity-defying brachiating leaps across gaps, crashing heavily into receiving foliage, pursuing fresh leaves. Extraordinary chestnut jacanas step delicately across flooded expanses, exhibiting extreme structural adaptations with incredibly spidery toes, widely distributing mass to walk floating lily pads. Mythical, elusive okapis step cautiously from deep shadows, featuring dark velvet bodies and disruptive zebra stripes, utilizing astonishingly long prehensile tongues, stripping tender leaves. Small, heavily armored pangolins exhibit profound climbing adaptations, using overlapping pale keratin scales for impregnable defense, aggressively excavating biting tree ants from rotting crevices. Dominant alpha mandrills showcase extreme male sexual dimorphism, strutting forcefully with vivid blue and red faces, exposing terrifying canine teeth, demanding absolute terrestrial respect. Highly intelligent African grey parrots form massive flocks, engaging aggressively in crucial mineral-rich mud consumption, safely neutralizing potent phytotoxins found within daily seeds. Colossal, heavily muscled silverbacks command steamy flooded clearings, representing the absolute majestic pinnacle of primate power, executing thunderously loud, rhythmic chest beats, asserting dominance.